Fulham 0, Crystal Palace 3, and it's Crystal Palace who will advance to the semi-final of the FA Cup at Wembley after this quarter-final victory over the hosts at Craven Cottage. This was a London derby for this FA Cup quarter-final between two teams who have never won this famous old competition. Both teams have healthy league positions, so it was a chance to convert this good season for the fans into a great season, and the continuation of the dream of reaching a Wembley final. Who would want it more, as we often ask? Good news for Palace fans before the game was the return to action of Mateta, who would have to wear a protective mask to cover his ear after receiving 25 stitches from that now infamous high tackle from Millwall keeper Liam Roberts in the last round. Changes from Fulham in the lineup had Muniz starting ahead of Jimenez up front. There was also the welcome return from suspension of Sasa Lukic in midfield. Fulham, as the home team, started on the front foot and had a chance as early as the second minute when Muniz, justifying his inclusion by bullying the Palace centre-halves to get himself into the penalty area, but he was unable to find the far corner with a side-footed finish, the ball missing the goal by a couple of feet, but an early warning for Palace. Palace were happy in general to sit back, observe Fulham's pressure and try to hit the Cottagers on the break. It was 12 minutes before they had their first foray into the Fulham box. In fact, I'd never thought I'd say it, but Palace were missing the influence of Will Hughes in midfield. Someone to put their foot on the ball, or on the other Fulham players, as it were, as Wharton in midfield was having to work overtime to stop the Fulham midfield from breaking forward. The promising young English midfielder had, after 23 minutes, already picked up a yellow and a slight kick-out at Muniz later that got the referee's attention and could possibly be what we would call maybe an orange card. Then, on 25 minutes, out of nothing, we almost had a goal of the season contender from Lerma for Palace. A free kick into the box is headed away by the Fulham defenders. The ball drops to Lerma about 5 yards outside the box. He almost nonchalantly volleys it first time with his right foot. The shot has Leno beaten in the Fulham goal, but unlucky for the Palace player, it comes crashing back off the crossbar. I had been thinking that Eze had been very quiet in the game when on 33 minutes he exploded onto the scene. A couple of meaty challenges from both teams saw the ball move around the pitch like a ping-pong ball, but it was Palace who made use of the confusion. Mitchell plays a lovely ball infield to Eze on the left side. He cuts inside along the edge of the penalty box and strikes a beautiful right-hand shot in off Leno's left-hand post, despite the attention of Fulham players trying to close him down. Against the run of play, the Eagles were ahead. It got even better for Palace on 37 minutes. Suddenly, Palace were finding more space on the ball. Fulham had lost their shape and pressing intensity that had characterised the first part of the first half. Perhaps still punch-drunk from that Palace goal. Again, it is Eze who is involved. He dispossesses Castagna out on the left wing, inside the Palace half. Fulham win a challenge, but when the ball comes to Sarr in midfield, there isn't a Fulham player within 20 feet of him. He has time to play a ball into the left wing channel to Eze, who can continue his run. Berg allows him too much time to approach the box near the byline and deliver a cross into the 6-yard box for Sarr to head home unimpeded past Leno. For Palace, this was jubilation, but very poor from Fulham. That was how the first half finished. Fulham had controlled the first half hour, but had not really troubled the Palace defence. They will be looking to get Iwobi more into the game and know that the next goal will be so important. Half-time, Palace leading by 2-0.